All right, so we're continuing. Sorry. So now we know that he got his life insurance check. Remember I told y'all I didn't know how life insurance works, right? Never had like a real death in the family where I was responsible for figuring things out. Before that, my grandmother had died, but my mom had took care of everything. I didn't know how everything worked, right? So now, find out that he got the life insurance check. So I remember I hit up my aunt and I said, Auntie, he got the life insurance check. Can I be honest with you? And she's like, yeah. And I said, I don't feel right getting money because my mom died. And she's like, I understand. Because I was like, it's not a gift. It's not like it's Christmas and my mom is giving me a gift. It's not like it's my birthday and my mom is giving me a gift. I was like, so it's basically feeling like, oh, your mom died, let me reward you for her death type of thing. I was like, so basically this is death money. And my aunt was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. And I said, but this is how I'm thinking about it. And now I'm to the point where I don't even want it. And she's like, okay, Dana, just think. And I said, what am I thinking about? And she was like, if your mom was here, what would she have wanted you to do with that money? And I said, wow. And I started crying. And she's like, what would she have wanted you to do? And I said, she would have wanted me to pay off my debt. And she said, do exactly that. Do exactly that. She's like, all right, start naming off your debt. And as I started naming off my debt, I started crying, right? I was like, Sally Mae, I owe Sally Mae almost $20,000. I was like, all my credit cards that are charged to the max because of everything that's happening, she would want me to pay that off. All the debt that I accrued going to college with college credit cards, she will want me to pay that off. So I'm crying now. At this point, I'm like boohoo crying. So she's like, do just that. She was like, you don't have to spend the money on clothes or shoes or sneakers or anything like that, but spend it on what your mom would want for you to spend that money on. And I said, fine. So I remember the name of the life insurance mail that I saw, that I brought to him, to Sugar Ray. And I said, okay, well, let me call them. I called. Then they told me there's no life insurance here for your mom under this type of policy. And I'm like, I'm so confused. I'm like, so how did he get a check? Right? So I remember I was sitting in my car and I looked at my dashboard, my gas tank, and it said 444. And that's when the numbers 444 started becoming real to me, right? So something told me, call again, but call for your mother's job, but not the umbrella of the insurance company. And I was like, all right. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I said, that's so freaking weird. So I said, all right, I'm going to call again and I'm going to call under her job name. Right? But it's the same umbrella of the insurance company. I called and I said, hey, Carmen Lewis has passed away. I'm her daughter. This is her social. I don't know what to do here. So then the lady came on and she was like, are you Dana? And I said, yeah. And she was like, I was trying to call you. I was like, okay. And she's like, first of all, my condolences about your mom. But she was like, I was trying to contact you, but it just kept going to voicemail. And I knew why, because I have on my phone to silence unknown callers, right? But I didn't get the voicemail from her. So she was like, I was trying to call you to like mitigate this. But she was like, yeah, we do have here. She did have life insurance. It's between you and her husband. Is half and half at this point, but you won't be able to get accidental because of how she passed away, but you'll be able to get the other part of the life insurance, which is just the basic. And I said, okay, I understand. So she was like, it's gonna take some time for it to cash out. Typically it does take 30 days, but in some instances it does cash quicker, maybe 3 weeks or so, but it takes a little bit of time to cash out. So I was like, okay. Now remember, I told y'all the check was already in the mail for him. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? You count back, we're talking the middle of April. The middle of April. So since we're talking the middle of April, let's go back now, right? When he got that check, I believe it was like the middle of March. Mommy died on the 3rd. I didn't find out till April 4th. We didn't bury her until April 14th. It takes 3 to 4 weeks. Why the fuck do you have a life insurance check already in the middle of March? Why do you have it? Meanwhile, my friends, my aunts, my uncles are sitting here trying to convince me to accept the money. And you willy-nilly got it already. Why is that? Anyway, so she's like, the process is a little tedious, but we're gonna get you situated so that you can get it. She's like, you have to fax us your birth certificate, your social security, and a piece of mail showing like where you live. I said, wow, that's detailed. And she's like, you can either fax it to us or you can scan it and send it, but it has to be legible or something like that. I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a copy and I'm gonna mail it in, because it just seems like if I scan it, if there's an issue with any reading of it, I gotta start all over. And my mental health right now, my mental space is not in a good place. I'd rather just be one and done. So she was like, okay, I understand. So then I'm thinking again, nigga, you had to send proof of information as well. But I asked her, I said, I don't mean to be nosy, but did my stepfather had to do the same thing? And she's like, yeah, he had to send proof of documentation as well. I said,